Hi, Governor Jay Inslee here with you, working for our great state of Washington. And we know while our state has a lot to be proud of, and we do have a lot to be proud of, we still have a lot of work to do. We know Washington just has to be a place where everyone has a great shot. And that means everyone, regardless of race, creed, color, national origin, regardless of citizenship, immigration status, gender. We got to make sure that our veterans are treated fairly. We've got to make sure that we honor our commitment to have fairness for people regardless of their sexual orientation or ability. We want to make sure people have a great shot and we treat people fairly and equitably so that they can all thrive and be well served by our state government. That's why my office, in partnership with state legislators, has created the Washington State Office of Equity, the first of its kind in the nation, another thing to be proud of. I firmly believe that Washington is an anti-racist state, and I will be taking actions to hold our state government to that commitment. The Office of Equity presents a transformative opportunity to reframe state government, to work in a way that reduces disparities and achieves equitable and just policies, and practices, and outcomes for all. We need to do more to incorporate equity and justice into our state's culture, into our DNA. We need our state's policies and state budget to reflect our dedication toward dismantling the harmful systemic cycle of racism and inequity, starting with who we hire as state employees and who we pay through our state contracts and how we give access to everyone in these opportunities. We have made progress in the past few years, and with this new Office of Equity, we are poised to do even more in the short term and have long-lasting impacts as well for current and future generations. In the last year, we've invested $365 million in an equity policy package. It made Juneteenth an official legal paid state holiday, which recognizes the significance of America's history of slavery. The Office of Equity is just getting started, obviously, and we are fortunate to have a passionate, creative, and dynamic leader in Dr. Karen Johnson to lead these efforts. My charge to Dr. Johnson, her team, and my staff and cabinet is clear: to make equity and justice for all a constant, intentional pursuit in state government and beyond. So we're working towards a new normal, well, one that ends racial inequities and disparities, that can provide equitable access to resources for small businesses and local entrepreneurs, one that reimagines equitable public health access and outcomes, and that builds just pathways to good family wage-paying jobs. We want to have a state that ensures access to quality education no matter where one lives, one that expands access to affordable, safe, clean housing, and importantly, achieves environmental justice for all. You know, when defending his emancipation policies, President Lincoln said, "Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. We will be remembered in spite of ourselves. No personal significance or insignificance can spare one or another of us. The fiery trial through which we pass will light us down in honor or dishonor to the latest generation." I think that's consistent with the later words of Dr. King, who we know said the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. We've got to make sure we bend it as fast as humanly possible towards justice. Now, I acknowledge the massive amount of work that is needed to right centuries of past, present harm, and trauma that has been caused by systemic racism. But we have a moral mandate here in Washington State to acknowledge these hard truths and to lay the solid foundation needed to correct these long-term injustices. And they will help to lay that solid foundation Washington needs to implement real change that improves the quality of life, health, wealth, and well-being of those most impacted by systemic racism. Achieving equity and justice for generations to come is all of our work. So let's get to it. I'm asking you to join us on this great pursuit. Thank you.